Hey fellow Frederators, what you just witnessed was a special promo for Rick and Morty jam-packed with references, Easter eggs, and so much more that animation nerds can gush over. So we here at ChannelFrederator wanted to break down this bumper a little frame by frame and share just how much love and care went into less than a minute of footage. Let's get started. Starting with number 1, we can't help but talk about the Easter eggs first. Eagle-eyed fans will notice that there are elements that reference classic Rick and Morty episodes. The bumper opens with Cromulons from the episode Get Swifty staring at the citizens from above with spotlights. As we shift down to the scene below, we get a peek at the logo for Blips and Chits, the intergalactic arcade seen in the episode Morty Night Run.
An entire afternoon at Blips and Chits!
This is followed by a blink and you miss it moment where we briefly see a billboard that says "Hungry for apples," referencing Jerry's slogan from M. Night Shyamalan's.
I give you your new slogan.
In the scene where Mr. Meeseeks and Mr. Poopy Butthole get arrested, you might not catch it right away, but the cops are Gromflamites, who were first introduced in the pilot.
Okay, next through. Except you go over there.
Why does he have to go over there?
Random check.
Lastly, in our final shot, we're greeted with the logo of the Citadel, as seen in the episode Close Rick Counters of the Rick Kind.
You wanted to be safe from the government, so you became a stupid government. That makes every Rick here less Rick than me.
But what inspired them to make this type of spot? Well, this is where fact number 2 comes in. If you couldn't already tell, this spot was inspired by Batman the Animated Series. But why? Well, David Braun and Aaron Fromm attended a screening of restored Fleischer Brothers shorts. While there, they found themselves seated next to Paul Dini, who, if you didn't already know, was one of the major creative forces behind Batman the Animated Series. Dini gave the guys some words of encouragement, which made them feel an immense sense of pressure not to let him down. So with this spot, how did they choose these two villains? Well, this is fact number 3, villains. While they ultimately chose Mr. Meeseeks
I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
and Mr. Poopy Butthole
Wee! Whatever you want, Rick, we're here to help!
Thanks, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
to be the Rick and Mortyverse version of the goons that appear in the classic Batman intro, you can only imagine that it was quite a process whittling it down to those two, especially considering the cast of characters in the Rick and Morty universe. Other options that almost made the cut were Phoenix Person, Mr. Nimbus, and Evil Morty. You can even see the concept artwork for these versions as well. However, there were a few that didn't make it past the brainstorming stage, such as Ants in My Eyes Johnson,
I'm Ants in My Eyes Johnson!
Gazorpazorp Field,
Just like Garfield, only instead it's a Gazorpazorp field.
and Invisible Garbage Truck Jerry.
What the f? Oh my god, where did I go?
Oh, shit skis.
Now, I gotta ask the question, if y'all could have picked the two characters to represent villains in the spot, who would you have chosen? I can't even tell you who I would pick because I have choice paralysis and there are so many potential characters that you could pick from in Rick and Morty. Number 4, let's talk about the technique for a bit. Comparing the Batman the Animated Series opening to the Rick and Morty spot, you'll find greater appreciation in all the little details that make them feel almost identical despite being made decades apart. Other than the look, which they managed to make the aesthetic look classic similar to Batman the Animated Series, there is one thing in particular that I'd like to point out, and that is the shot of Rick burping. This shot matches the stylistic shift that occurs on the same shot in the original Batman the Animated Series opening, and according to the producers, it was one of the most difficult points to hit. Number 5, we're gonna do a little history lesson. Looking back at the work done by Open the Portal, the studio behind the spot, you'll realize that this is Open the Portal's 4th Rick and Morty promo, meaning they've got a lot of Rick and Morty experience under their belt. This spot follows in the footsteps of the surreal Czech horror influenced spot called Rick Mentions of Dialogue, a 1980s horror interpretation of Pickle Rick's transformation in Pickle Rick Reality, and director Kike Rivera's interpretation of the Taino legend of Diego Salcedo, starring Rick and Morty in Salcedo. Number 6. Now let's put the spotlight on the spot's director and producer, Aaron Fromm. Aaron Fromm got started in animation working on Mike Judge's cult classic series, Tales from the Tour Bus. Fast forward to the present, he now edits and produces animation on the hit show Smiling Friends. He's also worked on and off with comic book legend Stan Lee for years, and even ended up producing and directing a short film called Sessions with Stan, which captures the Marvel icon going off on an endearing profanity-laden rant during one of their recording sessions together. And for number 7, our last fact, we're going to focus on producer and Open the Portal creative director David Braun. Braun started out as an intern making coffee. on Robot Chicken in 2010. Throughout his career, he's overseen production on animated projects for clients from Mattel to Harry Styles to Lil Smokey's Sausages, and also continues to animate, with his most recent contribution being on the Marcel the Shell with Shoes On movie.
Nobody even knows what it is while they're making it? No?
Over the Portal's first collaboration with Aaron was for their legendary animation-produced original animated pilot, Psycho Psalms. If you want to keep up with both of them, you can follow more of what David and Aaron have in the works, with @OpenThePortal and @AaronFrom on Instagram. And with that, we've covered 7 facts about this latest Rick and Morty promotional spot.
Do it!
I really hope this little burst of information gives you the inspiration to work on your own works of art. I mean, look, David Braun started off as an intern making coffee on Robot Chicken. If there is a will, there is a way, and I believe in all of you. If you like this video and would like more 7 facts about more cartoons in the future, let us know which cartoons we should cover in the comments. Thanks for watching, and remember, Frederator loves you.